And you please just pay attention to yourselves lying on the floor the way that you're making contact with the floor underneath you. So someone asked me, what is advanced Feldenkrais work? And I think some people think that it's you learn how to, in the sense of linear exercise, you learn how to do something more. Like you start to wrap your head around your neck like a snake, or you could do headstands or balance on your big toes and things like that. Au contraire with the Feldenkrais work, it's called awareness through movement. The depth of the work is your awareness. So then, how do you get more aware through moving? Well, you make more connections. You make more connections. And in that way, when you make more connections, you're working on the generalized idea of a movement, which is very different than the particular, right? It's the difference between if I say to you, the furniture in your house. The difference between the furniture in your house, which is kind of abstract, it's not a thing, it's a compilation of many things, many different pieces, and the difference between that and your kitchen table. See, as soon as kitchen table, now that's particular, you can make an image of it, but if I say the furniture in your house, that's very different. So the more generalized we start to become in our awareness, the deeper you go with movements. So much so that you go beyond what Nietzsche called the good and bad of things, right? And you go beyond that. And the good and bad of things are like, what's the feeling I just got from doing this lesson? Oh, I feel good, or I don't feel good, right? And you go beyond that to the generalized neutral state of you just feel whatever it is, and it doesn't have much to do with good or bad. And you walk better, and you think better, and you move better. And you don't have to know why. Once you start asking why, then you want to get particular again. So the depth of the work is in the awareness of the generalized. If you talk about holism is simply that the characteristics of the whole cannot be explained by the characteristics of its isolated parts. Period. That's it. Right? So working on a lesson in Feldenkrais is very much about working with holism. So now go ahead and get hung up on all the particulars, okay? All right, so just notice how you're lying on the floor, the way your back is making contact with the floor, the back of your right leg, your right heel, your right hip, the back of your left leg, your left heel, your left hip. Notice the back of your shoulders, your right shoulder, your left shoulder, the back of the right arm, the upper arm, the top of the right arm, the right elbow, the right hand. How is the top of the arm different from your shoulder blade? The scapula. Well, for most people, it's not, right? But for Feldenkrais people, the more you do it, your scapula takes more precedence, right? It's kind of like that unknown quantity inside you, right? Notice the back of your left scapula, the top of the left arm, your left elbow, your left hand, right? And you just notice both your arms on the floor, your right arm, your left arm. Notice the back of your head on the floor. If you were to draw an imaginary line right down the middle of the back of your head, would there be a little bit more weight to the right or left of your line? Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Right? Another way of thinking about it, does the right side of your head seem bigger than the left, or the left seem bigger than the right? So right where you are, nice and easy, begin to do the following movement with yourself. Very nice, very easy. Just begin to do a small movement of lifting your right shoulder from the floor. And just notice what it is that you're lifting when I say the right shoulder. Just notice what it is. Now, when you start to think of particulars, you start to get cute and you start to get smart. You start to think, oh, I should be, or this is what I'm doing, or I want to be doing that. That's all particularity, and it gets you nowhere. Just pay attention to what you're doing, and just, there's an honest answer. Well, I'm lifting this or I'm lifting that. What are you lifting when you lift your right shoulder from the floor? Pay attention. Can you feel that basically you're lifting the top of your right arm? Notice that you're basically lifting the top of the right arm from the floor. That's fine. I'm not saying that's bad, but just notice what you're doing. Now, let go of that and begin to lift your left shoulder from the floor, whatever that means to you. Whatever that means to you. What is your left shoulder that you lift from the floor? And for most of us, if we're honest with ourselves, we'll see it's the top of the left arms coming up, and, take your time. Anything else you probably have to manufacture, meaning, again, you're going to go into that cognitive part of your brain to manufacture the movement. I could be doing this, I should be doing that, and all of that kind of wasted information, right? Just do what you do. Good. Now, let go of that and just rest. And you just pay attention to the way you're sensing the back of your shoulders on the floor, your arms, right? Right, easy. Stand your feet, please, about shoulder width apart. Stand your feet. And once again now, just begin to lift the right shoulder from the floor, paying attention to your right scapula on the, it's like just a little in from the shoulder. It's a flat bone. That the scapula is coming a little away from the floor, and probably the upper arm too, right? Yeah. So take your time. Just notice the right scapula. Go soft. Do small, easy movements. Pay attention to what your awareness is. What is your awareness right now as you're lifting the right scapula? Just feel that. And see if you can start to feel the differentiation, just the feeling of the differentiation between the right scapula and the top of the right arm. Just notice. Even though they move together for most of you, just notice that they're actually two separate pieces, right? Take your time. And as you do that, pay attention now, as you're doing that movement, to what happens in your chest, the whole rib cage on the right side. What happens? Can you feel how the right rib cage comes forward a little? This is what we mean about generalization, about awareness. And as you do that, pay attention now. Pay attention. What if anything, goes on in your right hip? And again, just paying attention, not doing anything. Attention is doing. When you start to understand that, you will make great leaps with your Feldenkrais work. Attention, awareness is doing. You don't need to cognitively do it. Just pay attention. You're lifting the right scapula, easy breathing. Now, pay attention to this. As you lift the right scapula, what does your head do? Just get a sense of your head. Does it move a little this way or that way? Does it roll? Does it turn? Notice if you can sense there's a shifting of weight from, just a shifting of weight from the right side of the head to the left side of the head. There's a movement, in other words, through the back of your head toward the left. Just feel that as you lift the right shoulder. It's as if just the right side of the head were coming from the floor. Easy, easy. So now you're just lifting your right shoulder, your scapula, and you're paying attention to your right arm, your chest, the back of your head, your right hip. That's awareness. And something happens all the way around. Good. Let it go. Straighten your legs and rest and notice what's happening from this generalized view. What's happening to your right shoulder, your right arm? The whole right side for some of you. Pay attention. Something seemed different on the right. What's different about your breathing? Very, very generalized response. Breathing. I don't know how you can work on your breathing without the rest of yourself. I don't know how you can work on yourself without working on your breathing. They go hand in hand. You don't have to do it. It's there, right? Please stand your feet again. Stand your feet again. As if we could separate the breathing from the self, right? And now very gently begin to do the same movement of lifting your left shoulder, just a little from the floor, your left shoulder, and just noticing what you notice. And this is difficult for some of you. Try not to be smart. Just notice what it is that you actually notice when you lift your left shoulder. You notice the top of the arm. Do you notice your left scapula? Do you notice if anything's happening in your chest? Do you notice your left hip? Do you notice what something might be happening at the back of your head? Yeah, it's a lot. But the deeper you go, metaphorically speaking, into your body, the more awareness is involved, the more advanced you are with your mind-body movement. Easy. Everything's soft, easy, light. And your attention can go, you can go pay attention to the back of the head as you lift the shoulder. Pay attention to the left hip. Pay attention to your chest. Does it feel like one side of your chest is coming forward? That one side of your rib cage is like coming up, getting bigger even, puffing up like an ape puffs up his chest? Just on the left though. Easy, easy, easy. Right. Let that go. Straighten your legs and then you rest and pay attention to what you're sensing. Where do you feel difference? What seems different about the way you're lying on the floor? Notice the generalized feeling of difference now. It's not about a particular something, it's about you. You are not a particular something. You are a whole mass of too many things to actually pinpoint it. You know. Just pay attention to what you're sensing. Good. Stand both your feet again. Take your time now. And now pay attention once again begin to just try this, just lift your right scapula, just not the top of the arm, see if you can actually differentiate, just the right it's a very, very tiny, soft movement. It's more imaginary at this point than actuality, right? So go slow, go easy. Give imagination time to become a reality. Easy. You're just lifting the right scapula, right? Easy. Take your time. You're just lifting your right scapula. Right? Just easy with the right scapula coming up, or imagine it's coming up, right? Good. Now, notice how you do that, how you feel doing it. Just pay attention. Now, begin to do a very small movement of pressing your right elbow into the floor. Just easy, very small. No. Some of you, okay, if I said to you, break your right elbow on the floor, that's what you're doing. Break it. Go ahead, break it. Push it in there and break it. Just a small, easy movement. If you really just relax and do an easy movement with your right elbow, you're going to see that your right scapula comes away from the floor. Take your time. Just a tiny little movement with the right elbow and your right scapula moved. Pay attention. Might not move the way you think it should move, but it moved. Yeah, easy. Now, notice when you do a small, easy movement of pressing the right scapula, the right elbow, what does the top of the right arm do? Right? Can you press both the elbow and the top of the arm into the floor? Just the right elbow and the top of the arm, a small movement. What does your right scapula do now? Notice, in a sense, you could say that your arm is going back toward the floor as your scapula is coming away from the floor, right? Easy. We're freeing up that whole area, right? We're freeing up what people call the shoulder blade, and no one knows what the hell it is. I dare you to explain to somebody what your shoulder blade is. And I dare you to go to somebody who actually is like a doctor or whatever someone does with the body and ask them what the right shoulder is and see what they tell you. And anybody that can explain what the right shoulder is full of you-know-what. Because I don't have any idea what it is. It's too much. Take your time. Easy. Just pressing, right? Easy. Good. Easy. Just pressing, right? You start to feel, right? The back of the elbow, the back of the top of the arm, and maybe your scapula is coming up. Maybe for some of you, you're feeling the scapula is going down. That's fine. That's okay. You don't need to, right, good. Let that go and rest again. And just straighten your legs and rest. And you just feel now what's different about your right arm, your right shoulder, your right side of your chest, the right scapula, the right side of your back, your right leg, your right hip. Pay attention. Some of you, the nervous system, once something on that side, will affect the whole hemisphere. Pay attention. Good. And please stand your feet again, nice and easy. And very gently with yourself, thinking small, tiny movements, begin to just lift your left scapula from the floor. Don't worry if the top of the arm comes up, and don't worry if anything else goes on. Just whatever you think you're doing, just the left scapula a little away from the floor. And you can notice for yourself if this one's easier than it was on the right, not as easy. The clearer you get The clearer you get, the more defined you get, the easier the movement becomes. When you have one area that's easier to move than the other, it's much clearer to you. So go easy, soft, easy, just easy. We're deepening our skills of awareness, right, through moving with ourselves. But it's not the movement that's so important as if the movement is not as important as our examination of it, our working with it, our hypotheses of movement, right? Because most of us are moving not from hypotheses of movement, but from conceptualized movement. This is what I do when I lift my shoulder, right? Get into the hypothetical, it's much more enriching. Easy, easy, good, easy. Now, begin to do a small movement of pressing, just press the left elbow into the floor, very light, press the left elbow, and feel if there's a response in your left scapula. As you press the left elbow, does the left scapula respond? Easy. Does something happen at the back of your head? Does something happen in your chest? Something happen in your left hip maybe? Whatever. Not that anything should happen, right? Just notice what is happening. Easy. Now, can you press the left elbow and the top of the left arm into the floor? And again, just pay attention to what your left scapula does, right? Easy, easy. That's it. Nothing with effort. Keep reducing the effort. Keep making the movement smaller and smaller. And you will find, through your awareness, more and more freedom within yourself. Parts of you will start to move freer. That's not just on the anatomical level. That's in the chains inside the brain. Right? Good. So now one time, let's see what it's like. Press your right elbow and your right top of the right arm, and then one time press the left elbow, and just see what you do. See if you can start to feel how your chest starts to rotate a little in the middle of you. Not your head so much, the chest. Pay attention to the chest. The chest starts to lift. The chest starts to lift on one. Where you press the right elbow and the shoulder, and the right side of your chest comes up. Press the left elbow and the shoulder, and the left side of your chest comes up. Can you get that? Can you find that? Easy, easy. It's like your rib cage is rolling inside you. Easy, easy, easy. Good. Let it go. Straighten everything and rest, and feel yourself on the floor now. What's different about you? Your generalized you, not so much the particular you, but the generalized you. Vitality is in our generalized sense of ourselves. Wholeness is a generalized sense, right? Good. Please stand both your feet, nice and easy. Right? Now, take your right arm and bring it straight up to the ceiling from your shoulder blade. Relax the hand. That's it. Your right arm straight up to the shoulder, straight up to the ceiling. And now listen. Begin to lengthen the right arm up toward the ceiling in such a way that your right scapula comes away from the floor. So you lengthen the arm. It takes a little bit of effort in your scapula, and the whole right side of your chest, the right side of your back got to come up a little. Do that. Come on, do it. The right side. Get it off the floor. There you go. That's right. You're not going to break. You're not going to fall to pieces, right? See, and some of you already, you can sense you make effort in a different way. Good. Just easy now. Just easy. Let that go. And just easy. Lengthen the right arm, right? Easy. Just lengthen the right arm. Now, let go of that. And now, bring your right arm. Keep it up. Bring it, keeping it straight up to the ceiling. Bring it back toward the floor. So to do that, no, straight down. The arm up. No, the arm is up above you. Bring the arm up. You were just bringing your arm up toward the ceiling. Do the opposite. Bring the arm straight back into the floor. So that's your scapula. No, not that. No, the arm is up in the air. What's the opposite of lifting toward the ceiling? Just bring the arm top. No, that's right. Just bring the scapula back into the floor. So the arm, it's going back. The whole arm is going back into the floor at the scapula. That's right. Do that. Easy. Do that. Easy. Just the scapula. Easy. Don't let the arm drop. Don't let it bend. Just bring the scapula back toward the floor, right? Easy. Right? Easy. And some of you, your arm is waving around too much. It just should be still and straight up to the ceiling, and you're just contacting and working with your scapula. That's right. Once the scapula goes into the floor, the top of the arm comes down on the floor also. Easy. Good. Let go of that. Bring the arm down. Rest with your feet up. All right, rest. Bring your legs down. Feel your arm right now. Feel your right arm, your right shoulder blade. Feel what's different on the right side of your neck, right? Easy. Good. Bring your feet to standing again. Bring the right arm up to the ceiling again. Now, listen, go easy. Bring your right arm up toward the ceiling as you bring your scapula toward the floor. Bring your scapula toward the floor, and the right arm goes toward the ceiling. Easy. Bring your scapula down to start, and then lengthen the right arm. It's a very small movement. You pull your scapula back, and you lengthen the arm at the same time. Easy. Good. Now, listen, watch now. Notice what you're doing. Feel what it's like for you to do this. Now, lift your arm and your scapula from the floor up in the air. Lift it up in the air and hold it there. Now, drop it back to the floor. Boom. Drop it. Now, do it again. Lift the arm and the scapula up to the floor and drop it. Boom. So the scapula, boom. Right out. Yeah, the arm balances right there. Again, lift it up, drop it again. Boom. Yes, balance the arm right there. One more time. Lift it up and drop it. Boom. Now listen to me. Bring the scapula back and lengthen the arm at the same time. Feel what's different. Yes. Yeah. Feel how you can do that. Easy. The scapula goes back and the arm lengthens, right? Easy. Good. Bring that down. Bring your arm down. Straighten your legs and rest. Feel what's different. Notice what's different. Feel the response in your right shoulder, your right arm, your right elbow, the right side of your back. And the rest of you is also responding, right? Not just the right side. Notice your breathing, right? Stand your feet, bring your left arm up to the ceiling, straight up, easy. Begin to lift the left arm toward the ceiling, lifting the scapula, the whole left side of the back, the left shoulder off the floor as much as you can, and let it come down easy. and let it come down easy. That's it. Let it come down easy. Yeah, just lift it and let it come down easy. That's right. Let it come down easy. Yeah, there you go. Nice and easy. Now, a couple of times, see if you can bring the scapula back to the floor and let the arm lengthen. Just see what that's like. Bring the scapula back as you lengthen the arm. See if you can do that. Easy. Easy. And we're using awareness. We're aware of what's going on, what's happening in my shoulder, what you're feeling, are you able? And now lift the scapula with the arm off the floor again, and then drop it back. Boom. Drop it back. Boom. Lift the scapula with the arm off the floor, lengthen it up, drop it back to the floor. Boom. Don't let the arm collapse. Let the arm stay straight. Don't let it collapse. Don't let your elbow bend. Boom. That's it. Boom. Just back. Boom. Now bring the scapula back toward the floor. Just bring the scapula back. And notice if your arm doesn't lengthen without you doing anything. Just bring the scapula back toward the floor and notice if the arm starts to lengthen just from bringing the scapula back. And if it doesn't, see if you can lengthen it a little as the scapula goes back. Take your time. Take your time. Easy. 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 Great. Let's rest. Let's bring everything down and rest and feel both your shoulders, your arms, your upper back. The way you're breathing feels different. Different sense at the back of the shoulders. Stand your feet, leave the arms right where they are, stand your feet. Do a very small movement now. Just press your right hip into the floor. Just press the back of your right hip into the floor. Easy. And think of what you were just doing with your shoulders and just get the image of your pelvis being kind of like your shoulders, and the right side of the pelvis tilts down into the floor as if the whole right side of your pelvis were kind of like a big scapula, right? Just easy. Just easy. We'll cheat a little. We'll use our imaginations in a different way. Just bringing the right side of the pelvis back into the floor and just feel what that's like. Good. Now bring your right arm up toward the ceiling, please. And just bring the right side of your right hip down into the floor. Just do that. And as you bring the right hip into the floor, notice what happens to your right scapula, your right arm. Just easy. Just easy. Just easy. Notice how the scapula goes back. Your right arm does something. Easy. Maybe it gets pulled back. See if you can lengthen the arm as you tilt your right hip down. See if you can lengthen the arm as the scapula is going back. That's it. Easy. Easy. Just easy. Yeah. Just easy. Just easy. Pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention now. Pay attention. Easy. 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 I'm going to ask you, what does your left arm and your left scapula do as you're doing this? Some of you, the arm is too far out to the side. Some of you, the arm is too straight down. Let your left arm be at a nice angle from you. Good. And now pay attention to your left scapula as you go over to the right with your right hip and your right shoulder blade goes back and your arm lengthens. Your left scapula comes a little away from the wall. As you do that, do a little press with your left elbow and see what that's like. How much, how much of the self we can get involved? Press the left elbow on the floor. This is how your brain really starts to put things together. Wholeness. It's a generalized feeling, right? Yeah. It might be too much for some of you. You can rest. It's okay. Don't worry. Easy, easy, easy. Good. Now let go of pressing the left elbow and just see as you press the right hip what happens to the right shoulder, the right arm. Easy, just easy. Good. Bring that down, straighten your legs and rest again. Easy, easy. Notice how you lie on the floor now. What's different? What's different? Pay attention to what's different about lying on the floor. Feeling the difference. Bring your feet to standing again, please. And just do a small movement of pressing bring the left arm up toward the ceiling and just press your left hip into the floor and just experiment. Feel when you just press the left hip, what does your left scapula do? Not that you're doing, just how does your left scapula respond reflexively to the movement of the left hip toward the floor? Just notice. And then notice what your right arm does. And notice what does the back of your head do. Just notice. Don't start to do anything. Notice what your left scapula does, what your right scapula does, what your right arm does. Just see. I know, and this might be difficult for you to hold in your awareness, but I'm pointing out to you what is the depth of the advanced Feldenkrais work. It's not what most people think of it, like some kind of gymnastics or some kind of ultimate stretch or ultimate strength or ultimate any of that. It's about generalized well-being, coordinating all the parts and cohesiveness of the movement with yourself. Easy, 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 easy. Good. Now bring the right arm up to the ceiling. You got both arms up there, right? Yeah, that's lovely. Good. You got both arms up there, right? Now, begin to press your right hip down to the ceiling. Just notice what your shoulders and your arms do. And then one time press your left hip down into the floor. What do they do? There's a rolling through the chest, right? Take your time. So what actually happens? Don't. This is a great place to let yourself not know. To really let yourself not know and just feel, right? 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 Just let novelty become available to you right now. You just press the right hip, the left hip. Good. Bring it all down and rest. And just feel yourself on the floor. And then what's different? What's different? Let everything rest. Bring your arms down, your legs down, and you rest. And pay attention to what you're feeling about the length of your self. So when you get into this kind of generalized difference, you start to get longer, right? You start to get easier on the floor, softer on the floor. And that's because you're longer with yourself, you're easier with yourself, you're softer with yourself, right? It all becomes, the internal and the external become the same, right? The subjective, the objective, it's all part of your generalized wholeness, right? Until you start asking why is this happening? Why can't I be like this all the time? That kind of stuff. That's particular. And that's going to keep that. As soon as you do that, it takes you right away from yourself, right? Right? Good. Bring both of your feet to standing And then bring both of your arms up to the ceiling again. Easy, easy. Now, please do a small movement of lifting your right hip from the floor and listen, and pressing your left shoulder into the floor. Lift your right hip and press there you go. And you're going to see you start to do something. You start to roll to the left. Oh, ho. I mean, yes, right? You start to roll to the left. The right hip comes up, the left shoulder goes down. So automatically, your right shoulder is coming up, your right arm is going up, your left arm is coming back toward the floor. Easy. That's right. Easy. Come on. Make it soft, smooth, easy, so light, so easy. Like you, as if you were a snake on the ground or a fish in water, that kind of ease. Get into the elements easier with yourself. That's right, easy. Yeah, easy. Try not to run it on. If you just go boom, 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 I'm going to tell you, you are not aware of what you're doing. If you do not have time in between each movement, you are not aware of what you're doing. You don't know that. If you just, if I just let you go on, you won't know it. Good. Now, do the opposite. All right, rest. Bring everything down and rest. We need a rest. Bring everything down and rest. Pay attention how you're lying on the floor. What's different? What's different about your breathing? How's your breathing feel differently? Breathing is very generalized, meaning it just doesn't affect a certain part of you. It affects all of you. Every breath. Stand your feet and start to do it. Bring your hands up to the ceiling, your arms long. Begin to lift your left hip and press your right shoulder into the floor. And then you start to do something very peculiar. You start to roll a little to the right. Easy. You lift the left hip and you press the right shoulder down. That's it. Easy. Take your time here. Very easy. Feel what happens in your chest, your rib cage. Can you feel how one side of the chest seems to get larger and one side of the chest, one side's going up, one side sinking down? Feel that. Easy. Good. Let that go. Bring everything down and you rest again. Notice your breathing. Just feel yourself breathing. Stand both your feet, please, very gently, very easy. Bring your arms up toward the ceiling. And now alternate. One time, lift your right hip, press your left shoulder, lift your left hip, press your right shoulder. Very gently, very easy. Start off as small as you can and let the rolling naturally increase. Take your time. The back gets smoother, rounder. Easy. That's right, easy. Make it easier every time you move. Oh boy. You can get easier and easier, lighter and lighter, smoother and smoother, and you get a feeling of a sense of generalized movement rolling, right? It's not a particular, boom, easy, good, easy. Good. Then you come back again, and you rest again, and you feel how you're lying on the floor, right? Right, easy. Now, notice the length of your back, the spine, your shoulders, your hips, your legs. That's generalized. So what you tell me, what in the particularity of this movement that we just did brings about this result? You go figure that out. You get a computer program and you work for the rest of your life trying to figure it out because you can't. Good. So now, if you have a pillow or something on the floor under your head, get it out of the way because we're going to take a trip now. All right? You're gonna take a trip. Get the pillow out of the way. All right? Stand your feet. Bring your arms up above you. Easy. Bring your arms up above you. Straight up. What we've been doing. Come on. Stay alive. All right? Now listen. I want you to lift your right hip, bring your right shoulder down. Lift your right hip and your left shoulder goes down. Your right shoulder comes up, right? Do that. And stay there. Can you stay there? You lift your right hip, the shoulder, and now take your right shoulder, your right arm, and just as if you were stepping with it, and bring it up toward your right ear. Your right arm, the right shoulder. No, don't. Your right shoulder steps up toward your right ear, as if you were walking, as if your right shoulder were your foot. That's right. And now bring it back down. The shoulder back down. You're taking the right shoulder up on the floor by your right ear and put it on the floor. All right, good. Now stay there. Put it on the floor and stay there. Now, lift your left, let the hip come back. Lift your left hip. Let your right shoulder stay on the floor and bring your left shoulder up to your left ear. And then lift your right hip and bring your right shoulder up and start to walk up the floor on your shoulder blades. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Come on, stop being afraid. That's it. Move the shoulders up, and then you're going to see you have to do something with your feet. So you have to pull the feet closer to you. What we're looking for is that you not lift one hip. No. Stop. You're making yourself crazy. Stop, come back. Listen, you got to see right away you want to get into the particular. You want to do it well rather than letting it find you. Take your time. Straighten your legs and rest again. All of you got into this, this is what I should or have to do right now. And then you lose yourself. And then you finish the lesson and you're mad and angry and frustrated with me, yourself, the world, because you weren't good enough. Once again, stand both your feet. Bring your hands up toward the ceiling. Go really slow. Lift your left hip and walk your right shoulder up to your right ear. And now lift your right hip and walk your left shoulder up to your left ear. On the floor. And then alternate now. Don't push, alternate. And now you got to move your feet. That's right. Start to walk and make it smooth. Yeah. You start to walk on the floor like a crab, right? Right? Easy. You're like a crab on its back. Easy. Leave the arms straight up, please. The arms don't fall. It's your shoulders that need to be doing the work. It's your shoulders and each leg. That's it. And you find your feet. Yeah, some of you are finding it. Good. Yeah, some of you are finding it. Easy. Some of you look like fish out of water, but you'll get back in. Easy. Come back again. Move yourself down again. Come back again. Come on, let's have fun with this. We're not doing, come on. And then go back and do it again. And boom, boom, boom. Start to walk up the floor. Quicker now. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Take each foot. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. That's right. Good. Let it go. Come back down again. Come back down. Come on, kids. Boy, you're not in molasses. Get going. Come on. Come on. Some of you. Yeah, yeah. All right. All right. Yeah, that's right. Good. Let it go. Bring everything down and rest. Feel yourself. What's different about your shoulders, your back, your legs, your spine, your hips, your life, your past life, your future life, the life you're going to live today? Change everything, right? Become more. So slowly, in your own time, stand your feet, roll to a side, come up to sitting and then to standing with yourself. Feel yourself standing. What does it feel like to have these? Now, where do you feel difference in standing? Some of you might feel there's more room between your ears and your shoulder blades. Some of you might feel that your arms are longer, that your back is straighter. Some of you might feel that your legs are longer. Some of you might feel your feet are differently on the floor. Just notice what it is, whatever it is that you're sensing in standing right now. All right? What's different about you? And now let's take a little walk. And as you walk, think about your scapula. There's a thought for you. What's different when you do that? Some of you look so different. It's beautiful. Yes, it's great. Walk. Just walk normal. No. If you think about it, no cognitive walking. Just walk. And then walk backwards and feel what you do. Feel what you do when you walk backwards. What do you do with your scapula, your back, your shoulders, right? Yeah, let it go. Let yourself go. Yeah, and then walk forward again and just feel what's different. Yep. Okay. Lovely.